once again. We will study about the components of the immune system in this video. Competency for this video is list the cells and the organs which are responsible for the immunity. First we will study the organs. So organs involved in the immune functions. We call them as lymphoid organs. There are of mainly two categories, central lymphoid organs and then the peripheral lymphoid organs. The central lymphoid organs comprises of bone marrow and the thymus, and peripheral lymphoid organs are the lymph nodes, spleen, MALT, that is mucosal associated lymphoid tissue, and the CALT, that is cutaneous associated lymphoid tissue. First we will go with the bone marrow. Most of you heard and know about the bone marrow. It will be present within the medullary cavity of the long bones. The bone marrow, in bone marrow hematopoiesis occurs. As you know, the most of the blood cells are involved in the immunity. The progenitor B and the T cells are originated in the bone marrow, and B cells further develop in the bone marrow itself, while the T cells move to the thymus for the development and the maturation. Okay, thymus, this is the site of the proliferation and maturation of the T cells. You can see here there is thymus. It is a retrosternal organ, and you can see it is just behind the sternum, and it is highly active at the birth, and it continues to grow for many years, and it reaches at a good size at puberty, and then thereafter it starts to degenerate. This is one of the reasons why we lose the immunity as we age further. And the lymph nodes, these are the small bean shaped organs. As you can see, it is bean shaped, and these are distributed along the length of the lymphatics. As you can see, the most of the axillary lymph nodes, and most of the time we will see along the root of the lymphatic vessels. These act as a physiological barrier, and this is done by activating B and the T cells, and they filter the antigens carried microbial antigens, and then they carry to the lymph nodes. Okay, now we'll look at the spleen. Spleen is the largest secondary lymphoid organ, and it acts as a barrier that's similar to the lymph node. You can see spleen is present over the stomach. MALT, the mucosa associated lymphoid tissue. This lines the mucous membrane of the intestine, respiratory and the urogenital tract. These are arranged in two types. The loose cluster of the lymphoid cells, usually they are found in the lamina propria of the intestinal villi. You can see they are present over here in the lamina propria of the intestinal villi, and then the they may be organized into structures like tonsils, appendix, Peyer's patches. You can see Peyer's patches. These are present in the ileum, and the tonsils. You can see here the tonsil. CALT, that is cutaneous associated lymphoid tissue, this is similar to the MALT, and these contain Langerhans cells. These are certain types of the dendritic cells. These are actually the lymphocytes and specialized antigen presenting cells that are present in the epidermis. Okay, we will move to the from organs to cells that are involved in the immune system. Mainly two types of cells, lymphoid cells and some other cells which are involved in immune system. Lymphoid cells have T lymphocytes, B lymphocytes and the natural killer cells, and the other cells are macrophages, dendritic cells, granulocytic cells which contain neutrophils, eosinophils and the basophils, and then the mast cells. First we will study about the T lymphocytes. Here T refers that they are matured from the thymus, and it constitutes around 70 to 80% of the total blood lymphocytes, and these are involved in the cell mediated immunity. You can see the T lymphocyte here, and there are different types of T cells are there. Helper T cells, or the T4, or the inducer cells. Again, these are of two types: type 1 helper cells and the type 2 helper cells. Type 1 helper cell is involved in the cellular immunity, and the type 2 helper cells are involved in the humoral immunity. Next comes the cytotoxic T cells, or the killer cells. These are also called as T8 cells. They kill the invading microorganisms. Some of them are memory T cells, which remember the previous immunogenic insults. Okay, B lymphocytes. B refers to they are matured in the bone marrow, and they involved in the humoral immunity, and B cells are getting matured to the plasma cells. Some of the plasma cells will be the memory B cells. Natural killer cells, as we studied in earlier videos, they involved in the destruction of the viruses and the tumor cells. Macrophages, these are involved in the phagocytosis and the antigen presentation. We need to know that monocytes are getting converted to the macrophages. Monocytes are present in circulation. Once they enter the tissues, they are getting converted to the macrophages, or you can say they are matured to the macrophages. They contain different secretory products. Among them are enzymes, free radicals, cytokines, growth factors, coagulation factors, and the complement factors. Dendritic cells, these are the specialized antigen presenting cells, and these are non-phagocytic in nature. We need to know that we call this as dendritic cells because the antigen presentation over their surfaces just look like dendrites of the neuron. So we call them as dendritic cells. Function of the dendritic cells: they act as a messenger between the innate and the adaptive immune system. How it works: it captures the antigens and then it processes and it presents the antigenic peptides to the helper T cells. Granulocytes, these are of the three types: neutrophils, eosinophils, and the basophils. Neutrophils are the principal phagocytes of the innate immunity. Eosinophils are phagocytic, and usually they are increased in the allergic and the helminthic infections. Basophils are non-phagocytic in nature, and they release histamine and some other mediators that play an important role in the allergic reactions. And finally, the mast cells, they are present in various parts of the body like skin, connective tissue, and the mucosa. They also release histamine like basophils and other substances, and play an important role in allergic reaction, mainly the type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. These figures show morphology of the mast cells, natural killer cells, monocytes, and the macrophages and neutrophils. And one more interesting figure that I got, it shows the relative behavior of macrophages, dendritic cells, and the neutrophils. Just comment down what you feel about these cells. Okay, this was the end of the video. Stay well, study well. See you soon.